Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick, and we are playing once more Dragon Quest Builders 2 on the Nintendo Switch 2. In the previous episode we actually finished up this the Deitree blueprint, and well, we found the third and final seed of flowers from the chromatic case. The only thing that we need to do is actually accept that quest and plant those flowers in order to complete the Deitree. Well, almost complete the Deitree. However, that's not on the planning for today. What I want to do is actually has to do with the map. As you can see, I've been trying to fill out all the land. And as you can also notice, there are some special icons that I did not pay attention to. These icons. And those are actually special builder puzzles. We came across one and I pointed them out already. There is one in the distance over there. However, most likely the first builder puzzle you will find is that one. Oh, Melroth, you actually teleport. These are builder puzzles. Whenever you see this thing, there's an inscription carved into the strange stone monument. Read it. This is the only time you can read it. I shall warn you. I don't know if what happens if you press no. But if you press yes, pay attention, because you cannot read it again. I leave these puzzles as a challenge to any young builder who finds them. May they aid you in your journey to become a master builder. These puzzles are left behind by the legendary builder of old. Use your wits and building skills to solve them, and you shall be rewarded with treasures and new powers both. The inscription ends there. Whoever wrote that, they sound pretty full of themselves. Well, whatever, we might as well give these things a shot and see what happens. These puzzles are actually here to either test you on your building skills and get your understanding of the game's mechanics, or they can also teach you something about the game's mechanics. This is just a test. Oh. This one asks you to, well, seriously, why are you here? Please go away. This one just requires you to stack all the blocks to make, well, you see a stack over there, and actually you cannot just stack them like this, so... Oh, for crying out loud. You have to stack them like that. Wait, I am seeing something. Nick solves a puzzle. Just a moment as I check things out. There is nothing in my base, if I am looking at it correctly. There's nothing in town. Yeah, but there are some spoil spores already around, so... Ooh, they are getting a little bit close. But, once you complete a puzzle, this is gonna light up. It contains a mini medal. Something you cannot do anything with it during this chapter. These mini medals are only valuable on the Isle of Awakening. And there is something to be said. In addition, Yeah. In addition, if you complete these puzzles, this icon goes away. So it's no longer on the map. So you will always know what, well, which puzzle you've done and which puzzle you haven't done. However, they go away upon completing, not upon collecting the mini medal. If you forget to collect this mini medal at the end of a puzzle, then you, well, by the end of the game, you will have, you will be screwed a little. Okay. Now I'm checking if there is definitely nothing in my base. Because outside the base I can live with it. But inside my base I should have done something. No, inside doesn't seem to be anything. Oh. If you forget to collect those mini medals, there are 90 in total throughout the entire game. If you fail to get one, I'll go to the next one. And the next one is the one over here. So, if you forget to collect one by the end of the game, it will mean that you will have to, you will get the final reward for the mini medals. And it is really a pain in your rear end to figure out which puzzle you completed but forgot to collect the reward. You also need to remember where those puzzles are, because, well, I am right here at this puzzle, and this puzzle pretty much just says, well, water flows. This is what it is trying to teach. And if you remove the blockade, it will fill up the bottom. If you have the bottomless pot, you can also just fill up the bottom here and it will also complete this puzzle. But always collect the mini medal. Don't forget it. A good thing to do is, if you are pausing and you look at the gratitude points to the left and the number of rooms also to the left, in between there you see a new number, and that is the number of mini medals. As soon as you start a new chapter, check out how many mini medals you start the chapter with. By the end of the chapter, you need to have 10 more mini medals. There are always 10 puzzles, 10 of these puzzles. If you don't have 10 more, so by the end of this I need to have 10 mini medals. If you don't have 10 more, then you forgot to pick up a mini medal somewhere. And that will also... Come on, jump. And that can also be detrimental. Because I have done it once. I collected all the... I did all the puzzles. Collected all the mini... did all the mini medals on the Island of Awakening. And I came up short... Or I did everything for the mini medals. And I came up short one mini medal. The next puzzle, if you look at it, is this one. And you can also see, but before I go and do that, I noticed I forgot one thing to collect as well. If you look up here, at the top of this mountain, there is a treasure chest. I would like to collect that chest before I continue on with the puzzles. So because this one contains a seed of life. But to finish up my story, I have done it once, and thus I came at the end of the story and I thought, hey, which did I forget? Well, the thing that I forgot was one of these puzzles. And I had to go by, look at every puzzle, try to find every single one of them and cross them off in order to figure out which one. And it wasn't until the, I think, 5th or 6th puzzle I checked, and the last chapter, when I finally found the one that I was missing. That is such a pain in the butt to do. Okay, down there is another mini metal puzzle. As you can see, it contains another basin. With the bottomless pot you can just fill it up and it will continue. However, with the exception of one, there are always all mini metal puzzles can be done without the bottomless pot. This one can be done also because it kind of tries to teach you about waterfalls. There is a basin over here, and if we remove these blocks, and then it will fill up the basin down below. Also, this is a small patch of land. Doesn't have much, but it does have another orc at the end. So if you are looking for seeds, there is another orc to battle that can give you seeds. And of course there are drakis that give you wood. Okay, next up, let's go here. To this one. And we already saw that, well, this one was over here. There is a mini metal puzzle here. This one is actually easy to miss. This mini metal puzzle. Because you actually pass by here and on the surface it is not really visible anywhere. It actually is down here. And to prove that you can no longer read any inscriptions, yeah, the very first inscription here you come across and decide to read, that is the inscription that will also have the inscription, and no longer after. But yeah. Again, these things don't give any hints, unlike those Thalamus puzzles in Chapter 2 of Dragon Quest Builders. These things, well, there is a block of earth here, and you could get this one before you got Wrigley. And there are 2 blocks in here that are actually filled. And if you are wondering, yes, this one you can collect. Ooh. Bleh. Now the mini metal. If you're wondering, ooh, could I have collected this dirt before? Well, you can collect that one, but the other 2 are unfortunately story locked. Or actually, they are just locked. Because even story progression will not remove this lock. You cannot really remove these. The same goes for these things. You cannot take one with you, even if you have done the puzzle. That's really a bit sad. Okay, next up is that over here. This one. This one is actually in a cave. And you will probably find it because the cave isn't that hidden. And if you are fighting that orc, you will definitely see it. And any good explorer will also go into the cave, trying to figure out what this is. Again, this one has a basin, and there is a block of earth over here. This one is actually really well done, because it will try to teach you about how to deal with the flow of water. Because not over there. Because it will try to teach you that water flows for about 8 blocks and then it stops. Okay. Okay, that macro isn't actually that good. So... And because if you try to do this right now, release the water, yeah, it's not gonna give you, it's not gonna reach. However, if you are trying to make a flow, a ditch or something, eventually it will reach. And this is a puzzle that teaches you all about how you can deal with water. And that you just have to guide it to its proper location. You don't even have to do these edges, but I usually make them. And I make also ones next to here. And then also here, in order so that I don't have this large amount of water lying everywhere or spread everywhere. Because, well, yeah, it kind of gives a flow. You know what? Yeah. But with that, we have pretty much done all the puzzles up on the north side of Furrowfield. Now let's go to the puzzles down here at the south side. And I'll start all the way at the east. The next puzzle is one you can also come across fairly easy. It's not hidden and it's also in the vicinity of a quest marker. You go down. Oh, yeah, these guys give you poop in case you don't have... for the quest marker I do need these things. A couple of them. Thank you. That's sufficient. We only need 3. Although I do want to... well, no. The puzzle itself is... Let's not have these guys bother us. Over here. Again, look at... Oh, I did not need 3. I only needed 2. Look at where you can place it. Again, if you place it, try to place it on the wrong spot, yeah, it is going to not highlight. So this puzzle is kinda self-telling. I wish they didn't do the highlight, that you positioned it correctly. So yeah. Hey, I didn't want to talk, I wanted to examine. Because I need that one. Okay, you know what? Let's go back to base and go to sleep for a little bit. I would have thought there would be one in between the tomatoes, but guess not. So, next up, we are going to this one down here. And therefore we warp to the orc farm. Well, how do I say it? All these builder puzzles are relatively easy. You should not have any troubles with them at all. Oh, I should be on this side. Oh yeah, if you're wondering why isn't it always coming out, the windbreaker, sometimes I press the A button and it isn't coming out, that's because you're not high enough. There is a certain height that you have to reach, because if you are jumping more than one, the windbreaker will not come out. However, if you are jumping more than 2, then the windbreaker will come out. This, once more, is a, well, building puzzle. And not just such a, not actually an easy one. Because jumping from here doesn't actually kinda always help. Let's see if I can actually make it here. Well, I did. Actually, I did. Apparently, I can jump a little bit further than I thought. But yeah, this is all about collecting the mini medals. Just make a block. Really, it isn't that difficult. Let's see. We have another mini medal. Next one is we need to go over there. The next one is probably one of the most difficult mini medal puzzles you will get in this chapter. Because I actually had some trouble with it. First I thought, okay, maybe I need to break everything. Because there are rocks in here and all kinds of stuff and there's a lot of mess. Maybe I should clean it up. That was my first initial thought. That I had to do this. But actually you don't. These things are only here to obscure you from the truth. Because, as you can probably see, there are 2 of these blocks over here. Stony sand blocks. And if you look at this from above, oh, I can probably better off stand over here. These are slimes. However, one is smiling and the other one not so much. The purpose is that you make them equal, and you can try to hit everything here, but yeah, there are only 2 places where you can actually hit something. The rest of them is again locked, that you cannot do anything with it. So in that sense it also makes it easier, but this is just match the picture. Match one picture with the other picture. Pretty much very simple. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, we don't need to teleport because we are actually gonna pass by here anyway. And the next one, again. This is a water puzzle. You just have to fill up this basin. With the bottomless pot, this is easy. However, you can also remove this and it will not reach. This is unfortunately a little bit too lengthy for the water to reach all the way to the end. However, if I pick the block up that I just removed, then the water drops one later and it does reach. You probably are wondering, okay, shouldn't it just have this one block? No, as soon as it drops one, it can spread out again over 8 blocks in length. The reason why this doesn't fill up, I have no clue. I seriously have no clue why. Because I try to... yeah, something repels it. Only this one line is allowed, apparently. I did pick up... I have 9 now, yeah. And that means there's only one puzzle left. Yeah, I picked them all up, all of them. We have to go back to the island where we got the coral lilies. And that is... well... again, I don't like to reiterate myself, but I wish they had a war point closer to there. Because I run out of breath pretty fast. Maybe I can hop up a little. And then just use the glider. Yeah, orc, I know. And oh boy. Let's hop up here and just see how far I can reach before I end up in the water. The water really slows you down. Okay, we just have to climb it up again. And that's it. And let's go back here. However, this time we are not going inside. We will actually stay on the outside. Because the puzzle isn't inside the where we got the coral lily seeds. However, this one is on the outside actually. If we run along the wall here, we should come across it around here somewhere. Ah, it's down here. Was there also something? No. And ouch. This puzzle is the only puzzle that requires the bottomless pot. Also, before you are doing this, remove this. Actually, you don't have to. No. Because all you have to do is fill this up with pure water. It cannot be muddy water. And if I am correct, there is no source of pure water actually anywhere here. You can pour it in here. And then it will flow down. However, if you have not removed the block here, the pure water will turn into muddy water. And that's not good, because this has to be... Wait. Don't tell me. What? This always had to be pure water.
Yep.
Okay, I went back to the spring to collect pure water again, but I already had pure water in here. So, I'm wondering, why didn't it work? Now it does work. Or did it have to be that I actually had to make these source blocks as well? So not just this one and then hoping it would spread out to the side. Oh, you have to fill it up entirely with pure water. Muddy water will not work in this case. That is something I remembered clearly. But I thought only the down basin would need to be filled. But no, apparently the upstairs basement as well. The top one. Okay! That is then the final mini medal. And if we look at our power screen, yes, I have 10 mini medals. And that means I can go back to base. And with that, we have finally done all the mini medal puzzles. And this was also pretty much everything I wanted to show off for today. Let's check my notes if there is something more I wanted to show off. No, I picked up the Seed of Life. It's not in my inventory. Yeah, I picked up the Seed of Life. I pretty much did all the mini medals. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Well, next time we will do Wrigley's quest and thus finally, well, finish up the Deitree, fully power it. And with that, I also I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like behind if you did. Leave a dislike behind if you didn't. Also, I'd like to hear what you think about this LP in the comments below, or what you think about Dragon Quest Builders 2. Until next time. Bye!